Guys, what up? I am here to show you some tips and tricks of some of the things that I've learned on Adobe.com with the Firefly product, the new AI image generator, where you can just simply type things into this prompt right here and get really cool images. Now I just had this idea. I was like, you know what? I'm a little skilled with Adobe's Character Animator 2022 version. I haven't got up to the latest version because my Mac is a little bit older and I haven't been able to update. So there may be newer things that I haven't got to use yet. So I'm looking at getting a newer Mac. Anyways, I have this idea where I was like, you know what? I really enjoy some of the videos that I've seen on Robot Chicken where they do stop motion with action figures. And I was like, I don't have time to sit there and move little guys around and take pictures of them, which is really cool. I just don't have time to sit around and do that. And I was like, the way technology is going, Character Animator is awesome at like generating mouth movements and blinking and adding the voice in, and the voice just picks up and moves the mouth for you via all of your input. But it's really cool. So I was like, I want to try to do that with an action figure, and I'll just generate this through Adobe Illustrator. Now, of course, I was thinking about it. I was like, I could go get an action figure and I could just take some pictures of it and get different shots and then do the same thing, which I may try to do. But here with Adobe, their new product, you can make characters that nobody's ever seen before. Like, look at this guy right here. Has anybody ever seen him? I doubt it. His hands look a little curled up, like he's about to die or something, and his knees are kind of funky looking. But I have got some really cool effects, and when you type all these details in, and then you add these different styles, you just hit the refresh button, which I've done like 1,000 times, and you will generate a new image. Right now, this is free. There's going to be some kind of service, and I think it's going to be limited. So get in here and do it while you can, because there's a lot of cool stuff that you can make. Some of the stuff I'm not happy with, and I would be like, man, if it's 100 generations, like you only get 100 generations, and this would be some of them, I wouldn't be happy with those. And I'd be like, hey, that's not what I was looking for. But these two are kind of cool, and that might be what I'm looking for. So I hope that that's not part of the charge or whatever, a part of the service, because I think it's part of your whole. If you have an account, if you have a creative account, if you have a creative account, okay, I messed up what I'm saying. I hope that's not like part of the charge. I don't even know what they're doing with it so far, but I will say it's very cool. This is a cool service, and I'm excited to show you guys what I've come up with. I've already hit the refresh button about 50 times, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right here and hit forward because I already went back 50 times. So I'm going to go forward and show you all the refreshes and all the changes that I made, so it'll be a lot faster, and so you don't have to wait, because every time you hit refresh, it could take from 10 seconds to 15 seconds to a minute, just depending on how fast your service is, how fast your computer is, your wireless connection, all that. So let's get started, guys. This first thing right here, this guy looks cool. I'm happy with that. And I just typed in superhero pose, high detail, toy plastic figure mixed with metal, with belts and gadgets, legs and arms, are movable, ultra realistic, isolated with the white background. So, because I'm gonna cut all this out, I wanna take that background and just get rid of it. I try to do like a green screen effect, but it'll do like a shadow or something like that. So I figured this is actually the easiest way to do it, because I've already done it. I've got other videos where I'll go in and cut all this out, and then I'll cut it all up, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So let's get started. Refresh number 1. Bam. I'm not sure what I changed that made it do that. Let's go back one, because I changed something. I added neons, and that added that background. So I've noticed if you have a lot of styles in here, it'll kind of disregard what you got going on over here. So I think the next one, I took that neon off and then went right back to this. Next move, I took one of the styles out, which was ultraviolet, and I went ahead and put neon in there. That gave me a different effect, which is cool. These guys are all cool. These are all usable characters. I just went ahead and did this because I have an idea of what I'm looking for, and it may be this guy or it might be that guy. I just have an idea, and I'd like to be able to. I think that's the nice thing about this product is that you can hit refresh until you find exactly what you're looking for. If you don't like it, then just hit refresh. If you're happy with it, save it. So what you can do here is you hit this little button and you can either download it and get that copy directly to your hard drive, or you can hit save to library and it will save it in your library. It's a totally awesome feature. You go right into Photoshop, it automatically adds it right here. I've already done this a lot and I've got a lot of things in my library, so it's cool. It's a nice feature to have because you can just grab this guy and drag him over here into your project and boom, you got him in there. That's that easy. You don't have to download anything. It's just already automatically in Photoshop or whatever software you're using. And I know that there's more features to this, and I'm getting ahead of myself. There's more features with the AI, and I think they're bringing the AI into each product, like Photoshop, Illustrator. They're bringing that into it because I would really like to be able to generate vector-based images in Adobe Illustrator, and then just take it and manipulate it, which is it's a really cool idea. And I've read up on it that they're doing that. I think you have the ability to do that. I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know anything about it. But boom, there's that image. This is something where I've already came in and isolated the background and took everything out and cut it all up. But I have another video for that, so we won't get into that. This guy, I've already saved him, so I'll just go next. If I like him, I'll save him. Let's go to next. I'm just here to show you all of the different variations of what you can get by changing your prompt or changing the styles. Cool stuff, man. So cool. I like this. It kind of reminds me of some toys from the 70s. This guy looks cool. Like the colors, I like that. That reminds me of some characters that I used to play, action figures I used to play when I was a kid. See, now these guys look like they don't have legs that are movable. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of those guys look like Rubber Man. Cool, cool, cool. Look at that. This dude looks cool. This guy looks cool. I'm happy with all those effects. Now, if you don't like the colors, you can always go into Photoshop and manipulate that before you cut it all up or before you do whatever you're trying to do with it. If you're happy with it, then kudos to you. I kind of like these colors here. That's a cool one. I'll save that. Another idea that I have too is that you can cut these parts up. You can cut that head off and cut this head off and move it over here. You can manipulate these to whatever your heart's desire is. All cool, all cool. Like some of them have cool heads, some have cool bodies, some have really cool features, some don't. Like this really looks like an actual action figure. I'm gonna save that for later. Now they're starting to, so I changed it. You have iridescent here. I changed that and I'm getting a different look. Not a bad thing. You just got to keep playing with it. Looking more like, these guys are looking more like action figures. These are kind of look more like drawings. This guy looks totally like an action figure. I'll save him. I like the ability to put more detail into it. So it looks like it's an actual action figure that you could like hold in your hand, or like a 3D character. And for some people, this could just be for use to help you design your own character as a 3D model. When I was working on 3D modeling, I needed something to go off of. I needed something to inspire me, something to, as a reference to, you know, like what if I wanted to do a guy like this? I needed something to look at to help me build my 3D model. And that's what this can do. This can help you build your character. This guy looks like an alien. This guy looks like a superhero. All cool. All cool. The results are just awesome. You know, sometimes you'll wait for it to generate, and then you'll be like, oh, I don't like any of these. Hit the next button, or change it up. Change something in the prompt. That's kind of cool. Nice. Little. It kind of looks like a mask. He's got glasses on. I think I may have changed it and added glasses to him later. This guy looks kind of real. Some of these aren't real. I'm not real happy with, but let's just keep going on. Looks more like an action figure. Now we're really into. See, I just changed that to painting, and that added a different effect. It changed the color of it, and I'm getting more. You know, like this guy, you don't see many positions where he's bendable, or an action figure, but they look like action figures, like something you would have played with back in the day. So cool. Just freaking awesome. This guy, he looks like something that you would see at the grocery store for sale, all packaged up. Man, this guy, he just looks like something that was designed by a guy who sat in front of a piece of paper and colored and drew for hours and got this result. It just took seconds to get that. That's what's so cool with this technology. It'll generate realistic looking pictures and images all from the click of a button, just by using AI. I don't know what the algorithms are or how it comes up with this stuff, but I've figured out different ways to manipulate it and to get different effects. Now here, I actually added digital fractal painting, and then did I change anything down here? I put ninja action figure, and this is what I'm getting. He's got a smile. This looks like a ninja right here. More ninja-esque. Cool, though. Because in my mind, when I think about a ninja, I just think of a guy in a black suit that throws the stars and has a sword and everything. You can actually type. There's some prompts that will get you flagged, and I'm not sure when it says flagged if it's just like, hey, you can't do that. Like, I don't know if you could add nunchucks, or you could put like if you wanted to put a sword in here, that worked. If I put dagger, it flagged me. It doesn't do anything that's like that goes against moral fiber, I guess. So I think a sword is okay, because they actually generate a sword right there. Here's a sword. This is when I typed in samurai, and here's what I got here. He kind of looks a bit like a clown. I actually tried to generate some samurai masks, and I didn't have a real good approach to it. Maybe I should have added more details, but this guy's got a sword right here. That looks like a real katana, or whatever you call it. That looks like he looks cool. He looks more like a modern samurai right there. This guy looks like an action figure for show. Look at that. Even like parts on here that you could actually like add to or take off when you were playing with it. Looks like a real action figure. It's so cool. This dude looks cool. I'm gonna save him. So now you have parts that run off screen, and I've noticed this too. You're just gonna have to deal with it because it's hard to get a whole image like this into a screen. Sometimes you might just have to cut these parts out, or just use the body of it. You know, if you find a part you like, just put it together. We are manipulators, so we can manipulate these things. You lose a little bit of the bottom of the foot, make it work. This guy's got a straight on shot. That's perfect, man. If you want to cut all that up and turn it into a puppet. Even him, ooh, he looks cool. He looks cool. He looks like a really cool villain. This guy too. You know, you could actually maybe type in, instead of saying samurai, you could probably type in like a modern samurai or traditional samurai and get a different effect. That dude's got like kind of the, you know, this look here that kind of looks like those pads that they wear. This dude looks super cool. He's got some horns and everything. I know they were trying to like be scary or intimidating. That looks cool. Sometimes the swords look like he's holding the blade right here. That's not real. And this part too. So that's why I'll try that where I'll add the sword and sometimes I'll take it out. Because I figure if you can get an image of a sword, you can put it back in there later. Here I just totally changed it up. I try to get like a geisha girl, whatever action figure, and this is what it came up with. Cool, cool, cool. And again, the colors here are different. But I tried something earlier today where in part of this description I actually typed in color palette, and then I added the colors that I wanted, and it actually picked it up, and it changed it like that. I'll show you here when I get to the end of all of my forwards, and we'll see if that works. But this is all like red and blue. I changed it to karate action figure, and this is what I got. So cool, man. It's so cool. If you notice, I'm not saving a lot of these because I'm not real. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, or it's not something I don't think I can use. So it just kind of gets wasted. I don't know exactly how much energy is put into the generation of each of these images. And I think that's kind of what Adobe was talking about. Like if it's a charge or if they're limiting you on what you can do with it because you're using their systems, I guess. We'll just have to see where it goes. But I mean, not everything is usable, and looks cool, but it's not usable. And sometimes you'll just have to keep hitting that refresh button until you find something you like, or change it up in here. Down here, we're at a wide angle and we're at cyberpunk, and we're getting different effects here. And then I actually changed it to an Android action figure. So these guys are more robotic, and yeah, you'll get like some robot looking dudes. I still have superhero pose in there. So I think superhero pose is giving it that superhero look. It's also kind of giving it the pose where they're like standing there with that superhero pose. But that just works for me. These are really cool looking robots. I actually have a ton of cyborg robots that I've already created and saved. So I'm real interested in saving a lot of these, and if there are ones that I liked, I've probably already saved them. So I'm just gonna kind of go through this pretty quick because we have a lot to get through. That one looks kind of cool. This dude's cool. We're still at Cyberpunk Android action figure, so we're still with the same details. He looks kind of like a villain. Look at this guy. He got more of a humanoid face with all the robotic body. That dude too. That dude's kind of looking like Elon. Like a villain. Kind of got that punk look with the pink hair or whatever color hair that is, red. So not everything is going to be what you're looking for. But look at this guy. Like this body, this whole shape of that body, that's usable. That's something that you could use. Even though you don't, like the head is not perfect, you could take this head over here and put it on that body. Or take this head and put it on that body. Everything, not everything has a use, but there are some good images that are generated here. This guy's got a cool looking body. I'll save that one. It just all depends on what you're looking for, and if you're looking to do action figures or you're looking to make some kind of crazy puppet. It all depends on what you're looking for. So I'm pretty heavily stuck on the cyborg stuff through these generations. That guy looks cool. He almost looks like the ninja guy with the mask, and then he's got kind of more of like the cyborg body. And I don't know if I'm 100% correct on this, but I feel like stuff that I've typed in here will reflect later on in my generations. Cause you could take this whole prompt right here, copy paste it, and put it into a brand new one, and you would get like a different effect. That guy looks super cool. I really like the shape of the body parts. It looks like an action figure. Might be something I want to use later. Cool, cool, cool. They're all cool. So cool. That guy looks beefed up. Look at him. This dude looks cool. That looks like an action figure from like an 80s toy manufacturer. Kind of looks like RoboCop. He looks cool. I mean, his body's alright, but that head looks cool. I'm going to say that. Like I said, you could take that head, paste it onto another body. Right on. So we're still wide angle cyberpunk, plastic cyborg, and we're still cycling through. That guy looks like a clown. He looks like a Ant-Man or something. You kind of get that 3D view, then you get the straight on view. It's all stuff that may or may not work for you, you know. So that's the end of it right there on all my refreshes. So now I'm going to show you, if I go here, I'm going to say color palette. Did I spell that right? Palette. Color palette. And I'm going to say, let's try pink, blue, purple, and yellow. And let's see what that does. We're going to hit generate. And now this is like a waiting game. We'll see how long it takes for this to generate. It's not a long time. Sometimes it may feel like it's taking a long time, but it's because you're anxious. Or I'm anxious. So there it is. Look, I've got the pink color. I've got some blue in there. There's the yellow. It wasn't like it's not a high contrast of colors, but, you know, just hit refresh again and see what else you get. I'll actually change this toy plastic cyborg. You can change this while it's generating. Plastic instead of cyborg, let's say toy plastic. Then I've got superhero villain pose in there too, so that's why I got like these villain looking guys. What if I put plastic football? Player. Action figure. What comes up? I think I spelled color palette wrong because it's got that little red under there. Palette. Is it P-A-L-L-E-T? Palette. Okay, I'm seeming real dumb right now. But whoa, what just happened? I typed in plastic football player action figure, and it dramatically changed what I was trying to do. It just made, I put some women in here too. You got two females at the end right here, and then you have these guys. Still, he looks like a villain for sure. But why did it do that? I mean, they look cool. They look cute. It's pretty cool what it does. And it's trying to balance out the male and the female, I guess. But why did it do that? All I changed was I put football player in there. Let's do one more generation and see if it keeps it going or it brings back that action figure look. But that's not what I'm looking for. I really wasn't looking for a football player either, but maybe the fact that I put football player in there, it changed it and it kind of gave it more of a realistic look. That's almost the same thing what I just had. What? I'll go back one. It's like the exact same. Well, no, not exactly. Because she had that look. Now she has this look. Her look looks... Did it change? Yeah, the football changed. Wow. So I'll go back to 1, 2, and I'm still on action figure poses here. And instead of saying cyborg, let's try, what's another word for cyborg? Just put robot. Superhero villain pose, high detail toy plastic robot action figure. What comes up? I kind of want to try an animal. Let's see what happens when I put animal in there. Okay, so robot. Did it change it much? Yeah, it did. Look, you kind of got this. You went from this guy to this guy. This guy to this guy. And that's what I like about that it's online, because you can refresh it, you can rewind it or go back. It's almost like a rewind. You can go back and go forward and compare the different results. Everything is saved in your history, so if you clear your history out, you won't be able to do that. I'm gonna actually go in here and change robot to plastic instead of cyborg. I'm gonna say, let's just say lion action figure. What happens? Will it make it like a half lion person type thing? I don't know. Who knows? We're all fixing to find out right now, because it's new to me and it's new to you. Whoa, yeah, it did. So it gave it like a lion head. And you could probably type in lion head and see what it does, but let's compare to what the last one looked like. Kind of the same colors. Almost like a beast. Oh, yeah, instead of saying lion, let's say beast. Beast. Action figure. Will everything look like a lion from here on out, because it kind of retains some of the... I feel like it retains a little bit of that information that you put into it. Based on a lot of the results that I've had on previous project things I was trying. But, oh, yeah, it doesn't. Like, this guy kind of looks like a devil. That guy looks like demon-esque looking. And that's what they're classifying beast as, maybe. Let's keep refreshing. Yeah, see, more kind of like that. Now, one thing that I thought of that I would really like to do, and if anybody else has accomplished this, let me know. Hit me up. Put a link or a message down below in the comments. But I wanted to generate like some old school 80s wrestling action figures, and you know, maybe I should just type that in. I'm gonna get rid of that. What if I just let's take out villain. Superhero pose. High detail toy plastic action figure. And let's, instead of putting it in here, let's just say let's get rid of with waist, belt, and gadgets. Let's delete that. And let's say looks like an retro 80s wrestler. '80s retro wrestler. Ultra realistic, isolated, the same color palette, and we'll change that color palette to, let's go blue, green, yellow, and red. I'm just randomly throwing stuff out there, so let's see what it does. Bam! It gave me all females. I don't know why it's associating of 1980s wrestler with a female. But let's go ahead and refresh it and see what it does. And maybe I need to put 19 in there, because they're like 80s. What is 80s? Is that the weather? 1980s era. Pro wrestler. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe I need to put pro wrestler. Generate. Please let it work. Please let it work. Please let this work. And maybe I need to take off cyberpunk too. I don't know. It looks the same, except for gave her like fishnets. We'll go back one. Forward. Change it a little bit, but not what I'm looking for. Bro. Refresh. Okay, there we go. We got a guy that looks different. This guy looks a little stretchy, but I'm not seeing the movable parts and everything. You know what I'm going to do? Let's see. Superhero pose. Let's go retro 1980s era wrestler. Pro wrestler. Oops. Let's go ahead and go command C. And then maybe you can find a picture and post it in here, but it has to be your image. Or maybe you can go find a licensed, free or open license image and put it in here, and it'll generate what you're looking for. So I just copied that. I'm gonna go back a few times to where I was into my actual character looking guys. I'll take out that villain, right, and then I'll go over here to delete that, paste that in there. And then maybe, I think that commas are good to break things up, but I think if you leave them in there, if you take them out, it has a different effect. Let's try that. 1980 era pro wrestler. Legs and arms are movable. Let's do it. I want to get like some Hulk Hogan looking dudes, or like some guys that look like the Roddy Piper or something, All right, that's a lot better of a result than I was just getting. Let's keep going with that. What are we gonna get? You can also, let's say color palette. Let's take that color palette out and randomly generate based off of these effects. Oh look, he got the big hair. But what does this dude look like? My chair's a little squeaky, I know. Okay, cool. So now you just have like a black and red. Let's take out cyberpunk. Generate. Adobe. What you got? Oh man, what if there's like an effect that you could put in there that was like 1980s retro? This guy looks like something off of a video game. That's kind of cool, like off a Street Fighter or something. And I thought about putting that in there too. I thought about trying to generate those kind of characters. It just didn't work for me. Let's see, effects. We'll go down to popular. No, all. And there's one that's like pop art. Let me try that. There's somebody at my front door. Generate. Who's at my front door? Amazon. Drop something off. Probably. Okay. I gotta stop. Let me go check it out real quick. It was a delivery, probably, because they're not still knocking. It kind of looks the same. What is going on here? I'm getting that wrestler look, though. I'm starting to kind of get that wrestler look. But what I'm looking for are like guys with and maybe you'll have to add all that detail in there, like you know, the dudes that used to wear those sunglasses that have like the little blinders in them. Just everything from the 80s. These are not, this is not what I'm looking for though. Let's take out superhero pose altogether. High detail. And let's try that. Generate. Hopefully this will help you guys. Hopefully it will help you. I've actually done like the psychedelic thing, and it really throws some crazy stuff in there. Let's try that. Psychedelic Wonderland. It throws some crazy stuff in the mix. And honestly, stuff that happened in the 1980s are just like children from the 70s. And yeah, they were probably doing like a lot of drugs back then, a lot of LSD. So the product, the 80s, I feel like the 1980s era is the product of what people did in the 70s and the 60s. They were all messed up. Okay, let's take out pop art and let's leave psychedelic and let's try that. It's kind of getting closer to what I'm looking for. And this is the thing that it's like it takes me a while to get to what I'm looking for. So you have to do all these generations, and then you hopefully find what you're looking for. But you know, if I was limited to the amount of time that I could do this, then it wouldn't be that fun. It wouldn't be that interesting. I would just have to find an alternate way to find my image, and I'm not getting it. Psychedelic's not doing it. Pop art didn't do it. What about cartoon? Let's see what that does. Hopefully it doesn't turn it into a cartoon looking image. But what about maybe concept? Kind of. We got lion over here. See, I did lion head, or I just did lion, and it kind of made it look like a lion or beast. And this looks like, I don't even want to say. I mean, it looks like somebody that's jacked. Okay, cartoon didn't do it. What about comic book? Let's try that. So comic book, this says themes, and somebody will have to explain this to me further down the road. And I think theme kind of changes attitude in the. Well, no, it didn't. Actually, it gave it the outline. It'll do that too. It'll give it like the outline like that, because I've been looking for this look on certain projects, and it did that. But I've noticed that if I hit back, let's see. Yeah, we'll back it up. It's crazy how it changed it. It kind of gave it the same look, but like a drawing. And I know that it'll do that. I'm just sometimes when you change certain settings, it'll keep that. I'm looking for the action figure. It'll keep that look, but it'll change how it looks. Like let's go down to like if I did that painting, I did that earlier, and what does that do? What does that do? Still have kind of the same thing. So I've noticed like when you change this setting down here, it changes that your image that you have up here, it alters that. If you want a new generation of characters, you got to hit it one more time, and it'll give you like a new generation, new idea of things. And there you have it. See, it changed it all up. You got like these muscular guys. I guess that's what they're associating wrestler with. 1980 era pro wrestling. I'm not getting what I'm looking for, so I'm going to abandon it. I'm going to go back to this because I just had that idea, like what I was thinking about earlier. Okay, 1, 2, 3. How many times do I have to go back? Really into that beast mode. Okay, these are like cyborg. So I'm gonna change cyborg action figure to, what if we just put video game action figure? What does that do? Toy plastic video game action figure. Bam! Kind of the same thing, but like a video game character. There you go. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you like my video, then like it. If you don't, then I don't really care. Check my other stuff out. Leave some comments in the bottom if you want. Like, subscribe. I'm going to keep doing this. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of workarounds. I got a lot of stuff to put out there to help you guys out. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of you guys, or you'll be seeing more of me. Take it easy. Thank you.